Alright, hey guys, so this is my tutorial on how to do Rayfire in 3ds Max, expanding upon Laver's tutorial, and this is going to be the first of many to learn 3ds Max. So the first thing we're going to do for this, we're going to see this little pillar. If we click on it, and then we go to our polygon editor, up in the transform tool, and we go to polygon, you'll see it's a bunch of different pieces, and that won't work for Rayfire. So what we got to do, we got to create a duplicate pillar, and the way we're going to do that is using standard primitives and box, and then you're just roughly going to create the shape of a box. So just use the viewport and everything else, just adjust, find the best way to make it. So I'm going to do it right here. So make a box. Just try and get it roughly the size. Doesn't really matter, we'll change that later. So once you have that done, just move it and align it with the pillar the best that you can. So do that, rotate it, move it down, right? You just want to get it aligned. If it's a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, it doesn't really matter. You can always fix it, and by using different camera angles, then you won't really notice anyways. So just go to the transform and adjust the length, the width, and the height, and you'll be able to get it to the approximate same size of it. So yeah, just like that. Give me a second just so I can line it up the best I can. And yeah, so I'm going to keep doing these tutorials. I'm going to have them coming out every 2 to 3 days. And then it's going to be a guide on how to do 3ds Max editing. And then there's going to be a guide on how to do After Effects editing. So basically two different types of guides to hopefully help you out. One will be, the After Effects will be more beginners, but it will have stuff that'll help even more advanced people and different things that they can experiment with and try, or follow my technique on how I handle editing and everything like that. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to be doing for the next little while. I am also doing a few edits right now. I'm going to look to be releasing a frag movie soon enough, and as well I'm doing Epic COD Moments 40K Taj, which is what this scene is from, pretty much, and that'll be coming out soon as they hit 40K, which should be in about 20-ish days, something like that. I don't know if I'll upload it earlier. I might wait, I don't know. But anyways, we're going to hide that box once we're done, and we're going to go, and what I did, I click back on the pillar after you hide the object, go to the polygon tool, and then we're just going to delete all the polygons here. So once we have all the polygons deleted, if you try to click the ones behind it and it doesn't work, it's because of another part of the map. So you go back to create, click it again, go to transform, polygon. You're going to delete the rest of those, just like that. Just some pieces are really small, they're hard to notice, but just make sure that you got everything. I missed one here, I'm pretty sure. So you can always just go back to create, click it again, and fix it that way. So we're just gonna click it, delete. Yeah, there's the piece that I missed. So just go back and get rid of that. Click it, transform, polygon, click, delete, and there we go. Okay, so then if we click unhide all, our pillar will then come back up in that spot. So just right click in the viewport. I do the audio after, so I'm trying to line it up. Okay, there you go. Okay, so right click, unhide all, and there you go. So now you have our pillar, but you see it's wrong color, right? We need the texture of the wall and the other pillar there. So go to Material Editor, Material, well, find an empty slot first, click it, Material, select from Scene, then click on the material that you want, and then it'll come up. And I'm going to do a tutorial for this tomorrow on bump maps and specular map and all that to make it look really nice, and along with VRAY render settings. But for now, just move the texture that you got onto the pillar, and you can see now it matches our scene. And it might be a little off, like there in the corner. You can always fix that through the transform. I think I messed up the other one, yeah, too. So yeah, you can fix those easy, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. If it's little, no one's really going to notice. So once we have that done, now I'm pretty sure oh wait, I'm just going to save this. Because Rayfire, it can cause your computer to crash if you have a low-end computer. So I advise saving after every step here. But okay, go ahead and open up Rayfire. It is quite laggy, so it might take a little while to open. I'm going to pause this and come back just once it opens, I think. Give it a sec. I think it might. No? Okay, I'll be right. Wait. Okay. I'm back. Yeah, so it does take a lot of RAM and everything. It's kind of a difficult program to use, so make sure you're not on a crappy PC. If not, make sure you have everything you can possibly have turned off, and this will help. But anyways, add the pillar to the dynamic impact objects. So the pillar that we made. The settings for this will be in a notepad in the description. They are the same ones that I have on right now, but they'll be easier to find in the notepad. So anyways, we have this ball here that I had for the other pillar. So we're just gonna take the two keyframes that I have. See how I keyframed it with the move transform. You gotta click auto key and able to do that. Hopefully you guys know how to do that. So I'm just gonna quickly fix that. So I'm gonna move the ball behind the pillar, and then depending on how fast you make the pillar or the ball move through the pillar, the more impact it'll have, causing the pieces to go further. And in this tutorial, I made it way too fast, and it like completely demolished the pillar. So you might, if you make the distance between the two keyframes a lot bigger, the pillar won't exactly explode. It depends on what the kind of effect you're going for. But anyways, I'm going to have it like this coming through the side here. So we're going to add that to our, not our sleeping objects, our static and kinetic objects. So this is basically any object that you want to break the dynamic impact object, or if you want, like in Laver's tutorial, it bounces off the dumpster and then it breaks off that, that'll do that as well, like a floor or something. So then, if you go to fragmentation, you want VRAY uniform 150. Once you have the 150 irritations, you're just going to click break, and then they're going to load up in the dynamic impact objects once it's done fragmenting. Give it a while, because it can take a long time. But just clear the dynamic impact, go to select by name. We're going to scroll down, and then that's the other box that I did. Find the name of the box that was in the dynamic impact, so box 2 fragments. Select all the fragments, hit OK, and you'll notice now the pillar is divided into a bunch of pieces. So then bring up Rayfire again, and we're going to add them to the sleeping objects. Again, use the same settings for all three types of objects found in the notepad in the description. So now that's done. So everything should be like that. Once everything's set up, we can go to our physics, scroll down to the bottom, interactive demolition, demolish geometry, enable that. Scroll up, and now we're ready to render it so that the animation is correct. So I'm just going to change settings and be right back. Okay, so now we're back, and if you have all these settings and everything else, the settings for the animation are just based on when you want them to be timing and everything else. So you adjust that to your scene. They're good the way it is. And if you click bake animation, that's going to bake your animation, and it's going to basically start the Rayfire. So this can take a long time, so just be patient with it. I'll be back when that's done. Okay, so looks like it's done. As you can see, I put way too much force on the ball, made it go really fast, so the pillar kind of just like explodes everywhere. But we have these nice little pieces and big pieces, which is what we want. If I turn down the force of it, it'll work a lot better. And if you don't like the way it is, see all the keyframes, if you drag over and delete them all, it'll be like it never happened. So you just select all the fragments and then delete the keyframes, and then there you go. You can try again, adjust it, and then see what happens. But anyways, it's okay. So when you do this, if you're using like a ball like me, because I use this to freeze the animation, you can just hide it, and then it'll look like it just blew up. And if you want it to be frozen, you select the fragments and delete the keyframes up and after a certain point. So if I deleted all of those up to frame 20, then it would just be frozen at that point. It would blow up to that point. And if you want one frame, you delete the frames before, etc., etc. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, if you have any questions, just post them in the comments. If you're doing a thing like lavers and it's in the bus, you can just take a cube and make it the same size as the bus. But basically, that's what it is. And then it'll look like that. So thanks, guys. Hope this helped. See you later.